Here's the Monday severe weather briefing for the Midwest, with a special focus on the Chicago area and the larger outbreak risk across the Mississippi, Ohio, and Tennessee valleys. The Storm Prediction Center's Day 3 outlook, issued Saturday afternoon, highlights an enhanced risk of severe thunderstorms from the mid-Mississippi Valley into the mid-South and lower Ohio Valley for Monday afternoon and Monday evening. The enhanced risk covers roughly 145,000 square miles and includes more than 16 million people. Larger population centers in that zone include St. Louis, Aurora, Rockford, Naperville, and Joliet. Surrounding that, a slight risk covers another broad corridor, including Chicago, Indianapolis, Memphis, Milwaukee, and Nashville. A marginal risk extends outward to places like Kansas City, Minneapolis, St. Paul, Fort Wayne, and Huntsville. The SPC summary is direct. Widespread strong to severe thunderstorm development appears probable Monday afternoon and evening, especially from the middle Mississippi Valley into the lower Ohio and Tennessee valleys. Initially, several evolving supercells may be capable of producing strong tornadoes from southeastern Iowa into central and southern Illinois and adjacent east central and southeast Missouri. The overall setup is a classic high-end spring severe weather pattern. A potent shortwave trough is forecast to move into the mid-Mississippi Valley on Monday. At the surface, a deepening low is expected to lift toward the upper Mississippi Valley. South and southeast of that low, rich Gulf moisture surges northward into a very broad warm sector. That moisture is important. Dew points are expected to climb into the upper 60s and possibly the lower 70s farther south. Combined with steep mid-level lapse rates around 8 degrees Celsius per kilometer and parts of the mid-Mississippi Valley, that could support mixed-layer CAPE of 2,000 to 3,000 joules per kilogram. That is plenty of instability for intense storms if the cap breaks and storms can mature. Wind shear is also more than sufficient for organized severe storms. The SPC notes 60 knots or more of effective shear across the mid-Mississippi Valley as a mid-level jet overspreads the region. Further south into the mid-south, effective shear around 50 knots is expected. In plain terms, storms that become established may rotate, organize quickly, and produce all severe hazards. Those hazards include large hail, damaging winds, and tornadoes. The SPC specifically mentions the potential for strong tornadoes and also says longer track tornadoes are not out of the question. Later in the event, one or more stronger line segments are expected to evolve, shifting the threat more toward damaging winds and embedded QLCS tornadoes. Now for the Chicago area and surrounding counties. The National Weather Service office in Chicago says severe thunderstorms are expected Monday, with all hazards possible: large hail, damaging winds, and tornadoes. Heavy rain and localized flooding are also possible. Chicago and northern Illinois are currently on the eastern side of the greatest risk, but the setup is still concerning. The Chicago forecast discussion points to a negatively tilted trough swinging across the Missouri River Valley, a surface low tracking across Iowa, and strong incoming mid- and upper-level jet dynamics. That combination supports a potentially significant severe weather event in the region.
The big uncertainty for northern Illinois and northwest Indiana is morning convection. A low to mid-level wave well ahead of the main system may trigger elevated storms Monday morning, fueled by steep lapse rates on the edge of the elevated mixed layer. Those morning storms are most likely to affect at least the northwest part of the Chicago forecast area, and stronger embedded cells could produce damaging hail. What happens after that matters a lot. If morning storms linger too long, they could stabilize parts of northern and central Illinois and shift the main severe corridor farther south and east. That is one reason the SPC considered but did not yet issue a Level 4 moderate risk upgrade. They want more guidance on how early day convection evolves. But if the warm sector recovers cleanly across Illinois by Monday afternoon, the severe threat could become much more substantial. Storms may first develop farther west along the prefrontal trough or cold front and dry line composite, perhaps near the I-35 corridor in Iowa and Missouri. As they move east toward the Mississippi River, they may congeal into line segments, but could still contain supercell structures across much of Illinois. For Chicago, the most likely severe window looks to be late Monday afternoon into Monday evening, with the exact timing dependent on morning storms and how quickly the warm sector recovers. The threat may include a line of storms with damaging winds, embedded tornadoes, and hail. If discrete or semi-discrete storms survive farther east than expected, the tornado and very large hail threat could be higher. The Chicago office also flags a flooding concern, especially north of I-88, where river levels are already elevated. If morning storms persist or redevelop through the day, heavy rain could create localized flooding issues. Before Monday, there are also near-term weather notes for the Chicago region. Late Saturday night into Sunday morning, patchy fog and low stratus may spread into northern Illinois and northwest Indiana, especially near Lake Michigan. Some pockets of dense fog are possible with visibility under 1/4 mile, but confidence in widespread dense fog is low, so no dense fog advisory was issued in the evening update. Sunday itself should be seasonable and mostly dry once any fog and low clouds erode. Inland highs should reach the upper 60s to lower 70s, while areas near Lake Michigan stay much cooler around the lower 50s because of onshore winds. After Monday's system, the pattern turns cooler to close April and begin May. Long-wave troughing over the eastern Great Lakes and eastern Canada may bring a few shower chances later in the week, and nighttime frost potential could increase late in the week for interior northern Illinois. Now, a focused note for storm chasers. The Triple Point region, if it becomes well-defined, will deserve close attention. That is the zone near the deepening surface low where the warm front, cold front, and dry line or prefrontal trough interact. Based on the forecast discussion, the broader focus may set up somewhere from Iowa into Missouri and western Illinois, then shift east with time. The exact location will depend heavily on the surface low track, the placement of the warm front, any morning outflow boundaries, and the degree of recovery in the warm sector.
Do not assume the triple point alone is the play. This setup may feature multiple storm initiation zones, near the warm front, near the prefrontal trough or cold front and dry line composite, and possibly within the open warm sector if forcing is strong enough. Outflow boundaries from morning storms could also become locally important, enhancing low-level shear and focusing renewed convection. For chasers, the key questions Monday will be, where does morning convection clear out? Where does the warm front actually sit by early afternoon? Where is surface backing maximized? And where can storms remain discrete longest before upscale growth into a QLCS? Southeastern Iowa into central Illinois and adjacent parts of Missouri are explicitly highlighted by the SPC for early supercell and strong tornado potential, but the corridor could shift depending on morning storms. Chaser safety matters in this type of event. Expect storm motions to be fast. Do not chase after dark unless you have experience, reliable radar, multiple escape routes, and excellent situational awareness. Avoid getting east of a fast-moving line with no road options. Watch for flooded roads, especially if storms train or if morning rainfall primes the area. Never park under bridges, never block roadways, and avoid driving into hail cores or rain-wrapped circulation areas. In a potential strong tornado setup, a safe position can become unsafe very quickly. And now safety tips for everyone in the risk area. Have multiple ways to receive warnings before Monday. Do not rely only on outdoor sirens. A NOAA weather radio can save your life, especially a reliable Midland model with same alert programming for your county. Keep it powered, turned on, and set to alert mode. The American Red Cross Emergency app is also strongly recommended for tornado alerts because its alarm is extremely loud and can wake people up. The Storm Shield app is also useful for hyperlocal map placement and informative National Weather Service voice alerts on the phone, though its alarm may not be as loud as the Red Cross tornado alert. Know where you will shelter before storms arrive. The safest place is a basement or storm shelter. If you do not have one, go to the lowest floor of a sturdy building in a small interior room, hallway, or closet, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Wear shoes if a tornado warning is issued. Bring a helmet if you have one. Keep a flashlight, phone charger, medication, water, and a way to receive warnings in your shelter area. If you live in a mobile home, plan now to relocate to a sturdier building before storms arrive. Mobile homes are not safe during tornadoes. If you are driving and a tornado warning is issued nearby, do not try to outrun a tornado in a congested area. Get to a sturdy building if possible. If there is no safe building available, use the best available low spot only as a last resort, protect your head, and stay away from vehicles and trees. Because this event has uncertainty tied to morning storms, check for forecast updates frequently on Sunday night and Monday morning. The risk level, timing, and highest threat corridor may change. The most important takeaway is this: Monday has the ingredients for a significant severe weather event, including the possibility of strong tornadoes, very large hail, damaging winds, and flooding. Prepare now, stay weather aware, and be ready to act quickly when warnings are issued.